Alright everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Aurora4x RP style Let's Play. The current date is August 18th, 1014 years after the Empire united humanity. In this past election, we had an interesting turn of events after much heated debate, as well as accusations of slander, fear-mongering, warmongering, and just about anything else you can think of. We ended with a tie between the Department of Knowledge and Power and the Transhumanist People's Party. The DKP, led by Dexter Florence, the current reigning party up until this point, ran on a platform of automated mines to supplement our quickly dwindling resources left on Earth, placed on the few moons that can provide resources. Couple of in Jupiter, and that's really about it. And a strong push towards developing jump technology to explore new systems, as well as a dedicated navy capable of protecting our interests in those systems. The TPP, however, led by Otto von Alpen, is pushing for the development of orbital habitats, specifically around Venus, as Venus is the only planet in the solar system with a even halfway decent resource rate. However, due to the thick, hellish atmosphere, Venus is not currently a candidate for colonization, or at least not through typical means. However, the Transhumanist Party is pushing for orbital habitats around the planet, with mining centers down on the surface. And only after that, once we have achieved a stable mining of Venus, then we should push on to new systems and attempt to find more resources and new planets to colonize. Since both parties won the election, we are going to attempt to find a middle ground in which we will begin laying the framework for both orbital mining of Venus, as well as the exploration of new solar systems, or new systems. There's only one solar system. So, to that extent, I am first going to cancel research into shipyards, and we are going to begin researching orbital habitats. I am also going to immediately cancel the production of automated mines, as they are expensive and we cannot maintain them for much longer. And instead, I am going to order the construction of a new commercial shipyard complex, sponsored and paid for by the newest member of our private sector, Ethan Husk, founder and CEO of Huscarl Arms, and now the sole sponsor of the soon-to-be Pegasus Dry Dock commercial shipyard complex, which should be ready in just over 2 years, November 10/16. 2 years and a couple months. We're going to let that run. One last thing before I forget. I imported a file of pre-created metals, which can be found on the Aurora forum. These metals come with their own custom banners and preset conditions, so that you don't have to spend hours trying to figure out exactly how to customize each individual metal. You can also create your own if there's one that you don't like. And it has come to my attention that Consul Florence wishes to put forward one of our scientists for commendation. The highest award we have for our researchers is the Scholar Leader. I don't believe they have yet generated 250,000 research points, so we're not going to grant them that one, but I believe we can grant them Scholar First Class. Even though they probably haven't yet reached 100,000 either, their contributions to our empire are not to be understated. So we're going down to Scientist, and I believe... where are you? Taylor, where are you? Taylor Field. Coming in with Taylor, the expert in propulsion, power and propulsion of 15%, has been instrumental in the development of our engines, and I believe is currently unassigned. Taylor, if I had more research labs, I would do something. Unfortunately, Taylor is currently in poor health and is likely to retire soon. However, before that, Taylor, I'm going to award you Scholar First Class for dedicated service to the Empire's fleet. Let's just go with that. Thursday, August 18th, awarded the Scholar First Class. So Taylor, we thank you for your service. Excuse me. And we wish you good health. Now we're going to let this run, as I believe currently we are waiting on jump point theory. We also have a few more planets, some of the dwarf planets, to survey. So Prosperity should be on their way to do that. Prosperity is currently 1993 SC. I believe that's just an asteroid somewhere. So we're going to let this run a little bit. You'll probably see a bunch of, as the medals get automatically awarded at the very first second. Yep, there they are. Okay, Prosperity is going to continue to survey the asteroid belt. Oh, it looks like we've grabbed Pluto. Did you find anything on Pluto? No, you did not. That was a long shot anyway. A slipway has been added to Shepherd Industries. Shepherd Industries, you are 250,000. All right. Morgan Walker has completed research into mining production 14. That's good for now. Morgan, you can rest. I need to start preparing the way for colonization of Venus, which means I'm going to need a large cargo hold. Most factories and mines are 25,000, which means this should be able to hold 5 of them at a time. And we're going to need to ship some mines over to Venus once we get that orbital colony in place. Oh, there are still 4 labs left over. All right, then, fine. Let's also grab David Reed. I would like you to research tractor beams. We have to get those orbital stations in place somehow. Once jump point theory is done in not too much longer, then we can begin. I think first we're going to refit Prosperity with a grav survey scanners, but the actual ships to explore the new systems I think will be an entirely new dedicated class. I think the Prosperity class has seen the end of its lifespan. It was a good, dedicated vessel just for our own system, but I do not believe it is up to the tasks of deep space. So we're going to let that run. Oh, I did not add who's working on something super important. Here, take that, and also take any new ones, as Kinga is currently full, and that should be done in a few months. Captain Naomi Gray has developed medical condition. Current is unassigned anyway. Medal awarded. Received the researcher 2nd class based on the condition. Complete a research project. into jump point theory. Very well. Let's now just quickly grab gravitational sensors. And for the actual exploration ships, we're going to want at least jump efficiency 5 or 6, as they just take up... I do not need a jump drive that takes up a quarter of my ship. That's just not something we want. So we're going to see how efficient we can get that before we're ready for everything else. Right now the name of the game is to colonize Venus and to get exploration ships into the new systems. We have completed orbital habitat. Alright, let's start designing that. What else do we need? Fuel storage, cargo shuttles. I don't think we need anything from here just yet. Construction production. Alright, what else will we need for our Taylor? How long would it take you to grab magnetoplasma? Almost 5 years. A little more than 5 years. No. We don't have time to wait for that. What else do we need? Okay, then you know what? We will need at least these two just to even make a jump drive, so let's grab those. We don't need to go farther than that, as each jump drive is capable of jumping one ship. If every ship has a jump drive, then we're good to go. We're not yet ready to make dedicated jump stations or jump tenders. Gravitational survey ship. Good, let's refit the Prosperity. We're going to copy the class. This is going to be Prosperity Mark II. It's going to contain... Let's try to keep it under 7,000, as I believe that... What was the size of that shipyard? 12,000. Alright, so we have plenty of room to play with. Prosperity Mark II. You are going to get 2 grav survey sensors. And that's it for now. Everything else will remain the same. Prosperity. Stand down from your orders. Return to Earth. Once you're there, type refit Prosperity. Can I not refit you? Retool to that. I hope you're close enough to refit. It should be. One react, one empty lab. Where do I want to put you? I'm going to just give it to Taylor for now. There we go. You should be able to refit Prosperity, right? Oh, derp, it's there. That's why. Refit the Prosperity into Prosperity Mark II. How long will that take? Can't see it. Still don't know why that's getting cut off in certain things. Industry's fine, but shipyard tasks and research, it's getting cut off. I don't know why that is. Pardon me, a little bit hoarse today. Must have been all that screaming in the debate floor. Alright, let's let you retrofit. Jump drive efficiency 4. Wonderful. Grab me jump drive efficiency 5. And I also need to start designing a orbital mining station, an orbital habitat. Should be here somewhere. Orbital habitat. Orbital habitat. Let's see, you are going to be Let's name you after cities of the old world. You're going to be the, I don't know, pick a random city. Not Helsinki. Let's see, what's a good name for you? Sure, London. Going to be the London-class orbital habitat, containing on it, let's see, no armor. Is a space station for construction purposes. Orbital habitat. Where are you? Orbital habitat. 500,000 tons, capable of containing 200,000 people. Let's say each one holds... should we go for 1 million population? It's probably a good place to start. 600. That's getting an awfully big... Now, it's going to take a while for our tugs to get it into place, but it's also only Venus. It doesn't need to get that far. Anything else you should have? I'm not sure exactly what you can and can't put on a station and still have it be classified as a station. But I don't know what we really need. It's just a place to hold the people. They'll go mine on the surface. We'll be spending cargo ships to pick up the minerals anyway, so I think... Oops, did I add another habitat module? I did. 600,000. I think that's a good place to start for now. And we are going to order... We're not really ready for them just yet. Taylor, okay, now grab me the other part that I need. Alright. So, trying to split our attention like this means each one is going to take a little bit longer than it would if we made it our sole priority, but I believe it is the best way to provide a compromise between the two parties. We also need to start working on at least some form of weaponry for our Navy. The last thing we want is to leave our science vessels unprotected and vulnerable as they explore new systems that may or may not contain foreign life. So we're going to want some active sensors. We're also going to want some point defense. We have no one in the field of missiles or kinetics. So we're just going to grab first person. These aren't too expensive. We're going to start developing a point defense railgun. Let's give you the new one since you're working in the wrong field currently. How's our industry coming? Commercial shipyard complex will be done. I wish I could see that, but from the looks of it, it's just about done. And after that, we have a quality issue in our up-and-coming officers. For those that saw the last video, you'll remember that we had quite a interesting time trying to find a captain for the Prosperity that wasn't also just a horrible human being. So we're going to produce a few more academies. We also could use some more scientists, as there are clearly gaps in our educational system. Completed research into cargo hold large. Lovely, lovely. That's okay. Then now all we need for our cargo ships is we need to increase maximum engine side, and we need to decrease the minimum engine power modifier, because we're going to want large ships, large engines. They don't need to go very fast, but we'd like to save on fuel for cargo haulers. And once we have that, we should be ready to all set to go for Venus, and we can start focusing more of our priorities on leaving the system. All right, Prosperity. It looks like you are good to go. I would like you to now finish your survey, but also, once you're done with that, I'd like you to find out what jump points may exist in our system. And hopefully, by the time you've found a couple, we'll be ready to send a ship out to explore them. Production of commercial shipyard complete. As mentioned earlier, this is the Pegasus Dry Dock commercial shipping. And let's see, we have our cargo hauler, we have a colony ship. Why don't we make you... What size should we give you? 150,000 for any smaller needs. We also, at some point, should probably, as Otto von Alpen suggested, get someone over to Venus to conduct a survey of the ground. Maybe find some elements that the Prosperity didn't pick up on her sensors. Because frankly, while this is something to work with, it's not exactly the best. Jump drive efficiency 5. Wonderful. We're just going to keep pushing that until we're ready, or until it would take a ridiculously long time. But that will still take you less than 2 years. I think when it takes you more than 2 years, we'll leave it there and push for the rest of Scholar Class 3. Scholar, 3rd class. Congratulations, Ross Stokes. Active grav sensors. Can you grab me some more? Or, you know what, Mitchell, why don't you start pushing that down? We need those cargo ships to be ready. And also, this will help save on fuel use for our deep space survey ships, as they're going to need to be a little bit more economic, as they won't have the option to just quickly pop back to Earth to refuel. They could be 2 or 3 systems away when they realize they're running out of fuel. That would be bad. Minimum power modifier 4. Let's bring it down to 3. I think 0.25 would be a good place to stop. And it shouldn't take too long to get there. 12 centimeter railgun. All right. Let's see. We don't need a larger railgun for missile defense, as even 1 point of damage is enough to defeat a missile. However, we should probably increase the range that they can fire. If they can shoot the missile from farther away, it means they can shoot at it more times before it gets to us. Oh, and we're missing... We still have 6 that we haven't accounted for. How about... we do need to grab geosurvey equipment for our ground team to Venus. We also need to develop a troop transport bay to get them to Venus. Why don't you grab a couple more, because otherwise that's going to take you a very long time. As I said, for that, we're going to use the 15% remaining. We're going to build another... What did the parties call for? They wanted... No, it... Don't think they specified a specific number. However, they did mention that we should build a couple. Let's get 2 more, just in case. It's very expensive. It takes a while. Let's start with 1 for now, and if that hasn't solved our problems, then we can address the issue again later. That is going to take 2 years. Let's let it run. Okay, a lot of stuff is out. Jump drive efficiency 6. So is this going to take you more than 2 years to get to 8? Probably. 15. You were doing... Oh, your bonus has gone up. How long would it take you? 3 years. Just under 3 years. Not... Oh, wait. Did we lose Taylor? I think we lost Taylor. Guys, Taylor's gone. I think Taylor died. Why didn't I get a pop-up for that? Did I miss the pop-up? Oh dear. Alright then, we're going to have a moment of silence for Taylor, the brightest young mind of our empire, taken sadly before their time. Taylor was instrumental in the development of our engine tech that allowed Prosperity to quickly survey our system. Taylor, you will be missed. However, that means that I no longer have someone working on increasing my engine size, so I think I'm going to have to make do with 6. I need to increase engine size for that, for those cargo haulers. What else will we need for a deep survey ship? Really, we have everything we need now that we're stopping at jump drive efficiency. So it might be time to start working on the development of that. Hopefully you'll be ready to go once Prosperity has found some. So let's take a look at that. It's probably going to need a new engine. What is our size restriction? 12,000. Probably won't go to that, but just in case. First, let's develop a military jump engine capable of jumping 12,000 tons. We can also put that on... 12,000 would also be about a decent size for a basic missile defense frigate. So we could always just make another naval shipyard at 12,000 and use the same drive. So this is a 12,000 tons military jump drive from Wale and Guglielmi Thrust. Alright. And engines. I think I'm going to let engine power get a little bit lower before we start doing that. How much longer is that expected to take? Not long at all. We need to be very mindful of fuel efficiency in deep space, far from any potential refuel. Maximum engine size. I'm going to try to get maximum engine size up to about 60 or 100 for the cargo ships. Maximum engine size 0.3. Alright. Can you start working on the... Where are you? Give me that. Now let's develop the new engine for our deep space ship. Let's bring it down to 30%. Now I can't go larger than 24 or it won't be a military engine. However, we're looking at 90 engine power for 2.29 liters an hour. I think that's not bad. This is going to be, again, military tech. I don't think needs a fancy name, just something descriptive. EP90, I for ion. All right. We're also what do we have for fuel tanks? Ooh, I should probably get someone to grab a couple more, a little bit fuel tank tech. And then I think we'll be good to make the ship. Prosperity, have you found anything else in the system? Doesn't look like. Maybe a couple more asteroids. But, oh, wow. 30,000 uranium. That will actually be pretty useful. So I believe I know where our automated mines are going when we can get them. Once we have a cargo ship, we're sending automated mines to Euphrosyne. I do not know how to pronounce any of these words. Most of them are Greek, I think, in origin. No, it's Greek to me. Anything else super useful? 30,000 corundum. Not bad, not bad, not bad. You know, for some of these, it might be worth it to let the civilian mining take hold, but I want that 30,000 uranium. But it might be worth it to let the civilian mining do some of it and just purchase from their mines. Railgun launch velocity of 20,000. Taking so long without anyone to... and without anyone who specializes in missiles or kinetics, it's just taking... we don't have the time to wait for those techs. Let's work on then improving our sensor technology so that our ships know what's out there. And once... no, wait. I wanted the fuel, right. Once the fuel tank has been researched, I think that will be everything we need to... that should be about 6 months, a little bit less. And then the jump drive. I'll need someone to grab... I still have 2 research labs available. I need... Ross, why don't you grab me the engine? Even if you're not an expert at it, it'll take you a couple months. And then once we have the engine, the jump drive, and the fuel storage, we'll be good to start our deep space science vessel. And then we can focus on a navy to protect them. Maximum engine size 60. Let's just get you to 100, and then we'll be good. Maximum engine size. Okay, that'll be the last one for you. Prosperity, are you still doing geosurveys? Wow, I thought you'd be done by now. Okay, so that was the engine, the jump drive, and the fuel storage. Should be done in just a minute. And then we'll be good to develop the ship. Fuel storage. Oops, I want research. Okay, what else do I need? Without any real access to military technology or weapon technology right now, I think the best way to prepare for our navy is by giving them by increasing our sensor technology. So we're gonna have you start working on active grav sensors. All right, there's the engine. I'm gonna have you start working on passive thermal sensors. That's a good way to just kind of get a little bit of a heads up for something in the system without advertising to the entire galaxy exactly where I am. There is some kind of parade going by outside my window. If you guys can hear that, well, you know why. Apparently they're having a parade. I do not know what for. Okay, time to develop that ship. We're going to have a deep space science. Where are you? Deep space survey ship for distant systems. We are going to name you. You know what? We'll name you after Taylor. You're the Taylor class Deep Space Survey ship. And on that theme, you're going to be named after notable scientists. Which, I'll just go with physicists. That's the closest I can get my hands on. The Taylor class Deep Space Survey ship, named in honor of our fallen scientist. You are going to have science department. You're going to have it's much less powerful, but it's also way more fuel efficient. Let's add the engines last. Well, you definitely are going to have that, which puts my hard limit at 12,000, both because of the jump drive and because of the shipyard that we're building it. I need at least one of each of these. Let's start with what I need first, and then we can see how much room I have to play with. Your deployment time, I would like to be at least, let's say 120 is 10 years. What if I wanted you out? I think 120 is a good place to start. You are going to need, let's give you 3 EP90I. And you're going to need 1 large fuel storage that gives you, that's roughly 10 years of travel. You're probably not likely to use that, but assuming it goes straight in one direction, then wants to come straight back, 445 billion kilometers should be plenty of distance to travel. Annual fail rate of 505%. The maintenance life of 0.16 years is absolutely unacceptable. Your deployment time is 10 years, so your maintenance life I prefer to be 12 or 13 minimum. So we're going to add some engineering spaces to get that annual fail rate down to about 80% is good. And we're going to add some maintenance storage. 12-year average maintenance life is a good place to start. Now, I have, let's give you 3 layers of armor. And now I have a little bit to play with. That maintenance life has gone down. Do you have room for another engine? How big is it? You do, but now the fail rate has gone up again. We've got to watch that tonnage. 100% annual fail rate. There is a 100% chance that something goes wrong every year. That is a nice round number. I'm going to stick with it, even though it is unfortunately high. However, given the maintenance supplies on hand, we should be able to maintain you for 12 years. You're expected to stay out for 10 years at a time, traveling just over 1,500 kilometers per second. These are both very low. It's going to take you a while to survey anything. Maybe I should drop the extra engine and add some of those. What would that look like? I gave you 3 of each. Now you're very slow. Although, you don't need to be fast. Alright, I think I like this one. So we're looking at an annual fail rate of 99% with a maintenance life of just over 12 years with an expected deployment time of 10 years, coming in at just over 11,500 tons, just over 1,000 kilometers a second, capable of performing 3 geo-survey points every hour, 3 grav survey points every hour, with a travel range of roughly 300 billion kilometers, with a thermal signature of 90. I think this is a good ship to leave the system. Alright. Did I forget anything? 34 points of armor, bridge, science department, crew quarters, engines, engineering, fuel storage, geo-survey sensors, grav survey sensors, a jump drive, maintenance. I think that's everything. Alright. Ryan Shipyards, please begin to retool yourself to the Taylor class DSS. That's going to take you... not that long, actually. Huh. Alright. Prosperity, have you found anything yet? You haven't even begun to search for your grav sensors. Fine. Well, a lot of people just got promoted for... Well, alright. Looks like it's time to focus on the other project now. We have geosurvey equipment. Let's begin development of that. Actually, let's hold off on that for now. I usually find that it's easier to structure your ground force size around your transports than your other way around, especially for non-combatants like science teams. Your military ground forces, you're going to want to structure around what works for them, and then just make sure that your transports can carry them. However, for your science teams, I prefer to do it the other way around. So first, I need to develop troop transport technology. Let's give you those 3. Let's just round out some of these numbers for now. So once I have my troop transport, which should be just over a year, then we can begin the construction of a troop transport ship and get those geologists to Venus, where they are likely not going to have a fun time. Because, frankly, Venus is the closest humanity has ever come to hell. Alright. Thank you. Where is it? The DSS Taylor. The very first one, we're actually going to name after Taylor himself. So let's see if I can't find... Let's see. Do I have his name written down somewhere? Yes, Taylor Field. Okay, so the first ship is going to be the Taylor Field. Where are you? There you are. Yes, I need to reorder that. Something I have found useful, if you rename your shipyard fleet, put a couple of spaces in front of it. That way, when you're in your shipyards, and you want your ships to be added to the shipyard fleet, so they're in a nice central place for you to divide them up as you see fit, this way, it's always on top. As opposed to who knows how many dozens of fleets you might have later on in the game. So this is going to be the Taylor Field. It'll be the first ship from the United Empire to leave the Sol system, as well as the Paul Dirac. That's order 2 for now. Prosperity, please find me somewhere to send them. Ship-to-ship tractor beam. Right, I will need a... How's that maximum engine size coming? I'm also going to need that for the tugs, because that needs to move a 1.5 million ton station. Thermal sensor sensitivity 6. Get you to 8. So many things to do, so few research labs. How's that coming? You know what? Let's begin the construction of... Let's see, each one holds It's actually not that expensive. Each one holds, I believe it was 600,000. So let's put 2.5 million people in orbit of Venus to run those mines. And then once I have the cargo ships, I'll use them to send my few automated mines throughout the Empire. That also means I will need to begin production of more regular mines here on Earth, as we will be losing the output of the automated mines. But I might not need that just yet. We're not looking at a critical shortage. It's worrying in the long term, but nothing critical, I believe, at the moment. So we're going to let that run until the Prosperity has lost a geosurvey sensor. Maximum engine size 100. Lovely. Still don't have any more missiles. Power plant. I'm going to need more recharge rate if I want to have a proper defensive escort ship. It's going to need to be able to recharge those cannons awfully quickly. What else do we have? I think that's everything we need to begin development of a heavy freighter. So heavy freighters are pretty simple to design. You slap the biggest, most efficient engine you can find on them. .68 liters every hour for 375. So this is going to be a commercial engine. So this one is going to have a name. It's a heavy freighter. So how about we name it after large animals found on Earth? So this is going to be the Rhino Drive, developed by Hatter Rostek. All right. And then I'll get someone to just grab that real quick. What have I not started yet? I haven't started that yet. Someone. So can you just real quickly grab me that Rhino Drive? Thank you very much. Active. Grav sensor, strength 16. Mineral deposit. 42,000 units of carbamite. 84,000 titanium. Alright. Where is that? And I believe that is an asteroid or comet, if I'm correct. Where are you? Yes, you are an asteroid. So, it looks like we will have quite a bit of orbital mining and automated mining to do in the system, but nothing that we can justify a colony for. So our situation's not as bad as it might have seemed at the end of last episode, but we really do need to find another planet to colonize. And not by throwing a bunch of orbital things around Venus. That doesn't... Well, while it is technically colonizing, it is so inefficient and limiting, and it's really not the best way to do it. But sometimes things must be done. So let's go back to grav sensors. Let's bump that up. But our grav sensors, the farther away we can see an incoming ship, and more importantly, an incoming missile. Last thing you want to do is find out a missile's coming, is about to hit you 3 seconds before it hits you. Okay, the Rhino Drive. Great. So now it's time to design a freighter. Cargo ship. Cargo ship. Let's name you after cargo. Lots of industry. I have absolutely no idea what to name you. We are going to give it a generic placeholder name for now, and actually I'm going to leave the name of our newest cargo ship up to the Discord. Holler. I'm just going to give it a generic name for now. We can always change that later on without having to actually do much. We are going to give you a large cargo hold that holds 5 mines or construction factories. We're going to give you a cargo shuttle bay so that you can unload it. I believe we have one at 200 and one at 250, and a shipyard that's in the process of going up to 150. So those are the numbers we're going to try to reach. You will need a... Let's see, you're going to be commercial, so you won't need engineering. You won't need commit or control. You're going to need a lot of Rhino drives, though. We're probably not going to meet the 150. Yeah, no. Let's see about the 200. I'm going to give you 10 Rhino drives. Alright, 1,000 kilometers a second. It's not so bad. 20 billion kilometers. I mean, that'd be good if we were just sticking in Seoul, but eventually I'd like them to be able to do long distance as well, although by then we'll probably have better engine tech. Let's give you a little bit more fuel, just so you don't have to refuel after every trip. 40 billion works. I'm fine with that. Alright. And I don't think you need anything else. Let's see. I can conscript because you're going to be a commercial vessel. We do not need to use actual trained crew for you. If you're under attack, your only orders are to GTFO. 70 units of uranium, cargo hold, cargo shuttles. I think you have everything for just a basic in-system freighter. At 180,000 tons, just over 1,000 kilometers a second. Alright, yeah. Let's start tooling for you in the mystery shipbuilding department. Please retool for the hauler. Then I'm going to have you just go straight into cargo fleet. Please immediately build 3 of them. So that's 15 mines at once. Oh, now I can suddenly see when they'll be finished. I wonder if that was something to do with that. I still can't see that. Wait, no, I've always been able to see the shipyards. Right, it's industry that I can't see. Sometimes I can, because May is shorter. I am so confused by sometimes it's getting cut off and sometimes it's not. Whatever. So 3 of you in actually only a couple months. Huh. Alright. What am I working on now? We need to get people to... Oh, I also need to work on a tug. Okay, tug is pretty simple as well. I just slap an engine. Where is tractor beam? Just slap a tractor beam on it, and then as many engines as I can fit. You need to be capable of pulling a 1.5 million ton station. So we're going to need quite a bit of engine power. You're also going to want some fuel storage, because that number is going to go way down when you have to pull a 2 million ton station. Are you going to have enough fuel to even get there? I need more engines, probably. Let's see. Okay, 20 of you. I mean, the other one's 150, so I'd like to see if I can get it under 100. It is literally just a bunch of engines tied together with a tractor beam on it. Was I adding fighter-sized engines? Was that why nothing was happening? Whoops. There we go. 100 billion kilometers. That number is going to go way down once it tries to grab a station. But hopefully that will be enough to get them around the system. Again, these are all very basic, just designed for use in Sol. What are we going to name you? You go and grab things. We're going to name you the... Honestly, I think just Tug class. You're just a Tug. You really don't need special names. It's weird. Commercial components are getting special names, but only military ships are getting special names. Very strange system I've got going on here. Okay, now we have in place the groundwork for our deep space exploration. We have in place the groundwork for our eventual orbital colonies around Venus. We have in place automated mining with our cargo. We're just about ready to begin transporting people, our ground units to other planets for a ground survey. I think next we need to start focusing on the military. We need to be able to protect our science vessels and eventually, hopefully, our colonies in other systems, even if it's only from pirates. Prosperity, why are you... whatever. Oh, okay. Research into troop transport bay. Now I'm ready to develop troop transports. Oh, I'm also going to need a colony ship to get people to the habitats around Venus. So that was in the 200. That means this one is 250. Colony ship. I mean, it's a colony ship. It's taking people to new lands. It's taking them to start a new home in other places. So I think there's really only one name for it. It's going to be the Horizon. That is not how you spell Horizon. Horizon class colony ship. So you are going to go cargo shuttle. You're going to want, let's see, each station can hold 600,000. So let's try to make it a multiple of that so that it doesn't end up with half a trip. 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. I could do 200,000, and then it'd take 3 trips or 3 ships to fill up a station. Or I could make it one trip for a station. That seems unnecessary, though. Although I would like it to also be much bigger for when we're colonizing planets. So let's get it up to 600,000. That way, A, one ship can completely fill an orbital station, for now at least. And B, once we start mining colonies, we can go, once we start colonizing planets, a fleet of 2 or 3 of these can do several million people at a time. Alright, now we need engines. It's probably going to need roughly similar to that. So, that 5, 10. Yeah. We have 250,000, so I might as well bump the speed up a little bit. Let's give you a little bit more fuel, and then we'll call it a day for that. Conscript, because you're commercial. 1,200 kilometers a second, 230,000 tons. Capable of carrying 600,000 people at a time and offloading them through these cargo shuttles. I'm pretty sure that multiplier also affects colonists. I think it also does. Deployment time doesn't matter. Commercial vessel for maintenance, 296 days, 31 billion kilometers, with 15 Rhino drives. Alright, that's good. Let's start you. Where are you? Shipyards. Begin retooling for the Horizon class. And let's check on in 1022. Alright, when that happens, I think we'll end the episode there with the launch of our new DSS Tailors. Or at least the discovery of our first new system, as this video has gotten a little bit longer than it was originally planned to be. So in which case, prosperity. How about you swap those? First, find me those survey locations and then finish your ground surveys. Oh, I have a lot of inactive research facilities. Because, right. Ground combat finished. It's unlikely we will need you just yet. Logistics. I'm already working on active and passive sensors. Now, let's increase our EM sensor sensitivity. At the very least, our Navy might not yet be able to hit hard, but at the very least, they'll know you're coming. Oh, you only took 10. I need to start rating these things better. Power and propulsion. You know what? Since we have nothing really major to focus on right now, how did I end up with primary flight control? You were supposed to be... How did I end up with doing primary flight control? I don't even know how that happened. Power and propulsion. Since we don't have really anything super important to start working on, why don't we lay the groundwork for our next drive technology and fuel efficiency? Always useful. Oh, no, wait, we do need to start increasing our capacitor rate. So I'll give you the new labs as they come out. How's that coming? Almost ready with the first one. The London, constructed and assigned to space station. Alright, I need to actually start building the tugs. It was 100,000 when the Pegasus dry dock has finished upgrading. For now, I'm going to have you build the tugs. No, that's not quite ready yet. Alright, our cargo fleet is ready, so let's start working on those automated mines for now. Where did we say we wanted them? We want one on... Where were you? There you are. 30,000 uranium, so I'm going to create a colony on you. Because that is our first colony, the AI will now begin shipping colonists and resources around. So we're going to have, there's a military restricted colony. It's just a mining outpost, guys. You do not need to send colonists to it. I currently have on Earth 139 automated mines. The cargo fleet can hold I gave each one 5 mines, so 15 at a time for the fleet. Let's send 30 there for now. Go to Earth, load automated mines. So that should be 15 of them. Go here and unload all of them. And then repeat. I love the new ability to repeat multiple times. Alright, so if my math is correct, that should be 30 automated mines to the new colony. And then once that's set up, we'll start working on mass drivers. For now, we'll just have the haulers go and pick up the resources. Eventually, we're going to need mass drivers to just fling them at us. Alright, May, I believe June was when we were expecting the first... Oh. Just in time. I believe we're expecting the first of our ships to be ready. Production fuel refinery. Okay, we have 2 new jump points.
Lighting.
Two jump points. Just... Shouldn't we already have the ships? Are they 21 or 22? No, that was something else. No, they're only 50% built. Alright, 2 jump points ready for our first 2 deep space survey ships when they finish. Let's get to that. Ship construction, the London 2. 10 years of service, 20 years of service. How are we looking on that tug? Not quite ready yet. 69% built. EM sensor sensitivity 6. Let's get to 8. Just want to get those new ships out and ready to explore new systems. Thermal sensitivity 8. Let's get it up to 11. Capacitor recharge. Let's get it up to 3. One an active research facility. Give it to you. You get new ones as well. Come on, I want those ships. I need to end the video on a high note. There we go. The shipyard fleet. Detach. Detach. You're both assigned to Survey Command. Since the military academy was finished, hopefully we will find better officers for you. Commander. Survey. Science officer. Survey, 25%. Conservative, social interest, and methodical. Not bad. Yields to others, vegetarian, I don't mind about that, but cowardly. Imaginative, good motivator, innovative. You know what? I like those. Bezad, congratulations, Commander. You are hereby assigned to the Taylor Field, DSS. Evelyn, born leader and self-confident. Ooh, you actually have quite a few. You know what? How about we give... I will assign you to the DSS Paul Dirac. We will be watching yours. I'm still not sure what this does. I think it's supposed to do something special. Or, like, make them easier to find. But we will be watching you closely. You have quite a few skills, actually. If I can get you some experience as a junior officer, you'd make a fine captain one day. Speaking of captain. Audrey Bernard, having been awarded for 10 years of service. Subjective and friendly. 31% bonus to survey. Subjective, friendly. It's quite nice. Congratulations, Captain Audrey. You are hereby assigned command of the DSS Taylor Field. Cowardly and partisan. Nope. The last thing we need is politics in space. What could it possibly go wrong with that? Unkempt, resentful, uncaring. Nope. Trusting, flexible, and pragmatic. Alright, I can work with that. You are assigned command, Captain Kuhaya. I'm not sure if that's the Spanish J or the Latin J. I don't know. Congratulations, Captain. You are assigned command of the DSS Paul Dirac. Now we're just going to quickly send them to the new systems, and then we can end our episode there. Paul Dirac. Go to jump point 2. London 3 constructed. Alright, the DSS Taylor Field has discovered a binary star system from the looks of it. We haven't yet managed to survey anything, but it looks like we have one planet, at least, with a pretty decent colony cost. A potential new extrasolar colony. Alright. And the DSS Dirac. Grav sensors 21, fine. You have discovered just the one. Also potentially capable of holding humans. Alright, so we're going to end the episode there. We have laid the groundwork for orbital habitats, automated mining colonies, and now we have discovered 2 new systems, both with planets potentially capable of sustaining human life. We haven't yet had a chance to look at them and examine them for resources, but at the very least, we are now certain that we have found that there are worlds out there capable of sustaining humanity if it should ever become necessary, for one reason or another. So I'm going to end the video there because this has gone on, frankly, way longer than I expected it to. If you liked the video, or if this seems like something you'd be interested in taking part in, a link in the description below will lead to our Discord, where you can do stuff like vote for different parties, write RP as the captains if you so choose, or just hang out and talk about the series, talk about the game. Thanks for watching.